I am sick with what I assume to be bronchitis again. My kids have been sick on and off with something for the last 2 months, give or take. It's been a long time since I updated YouTube and done a video. It's not really top on my list of things to do because my life is so busy now. I sound ridiculous and it's hard to talk, but I figured it was a good time. I have time to kill right now, and I can't think of anything else to do that doesn't involve spending money. And I'm really trying hard not to do that right now because, full disclosure, our current process lately has been the idea of first time home buyers. We are looking into the process. We have a realtor. We have talked to some lenders. We are trying to figure out if this is even possible for us. Some of them have made it sound like, yes, it is. So we've been looking at houses. Finally found one that we really like. We're running the numbers more specifically now. And unfortunately, it's not looking good. I'm starting to panic just how much every month we're going to need. Renting now versus mortgage payments, plus all of our bills, plus all of our subscriptions. Plus now I'm like regretting the fact that I adopted cats in December. Because then they're just extra expenses that I convinced myself for 10 years, don't get cats because you need that money. I finally convinced myself we were doing good. We were making enough that we were going to be okay to go ahead and take on that extra expense. $300 vet bill, $100 topical flea treatments, and a month later, I'm already like, oh my God, what have I done? Because now I'm panicking. I've added another expense that I should not have added. Of course, my husband, in all things in life, don't worry about it. It's not really that big of a deal. So I'm alone in the worrying and the panic. That's my full-time job. I don't have a full-time job because I can't. I the cost of childcare or somebody to help me watch my kids in order to go to work would cost too much money that I wouldn't even be able to make that much. If I try to get a part-time job, I've looked into that. Everybody I've talked to doesn't want to hire me because I only have 4 to 5 hours in the middle of the day between dropping off my children and picking them back up. So even if I wanted to make side money with an actual job, that's near impossible in my current situation, which is very frustrating. I don't know how other people do it unless they all just have family to help them out by watching their children. I'm not really sure how that goes. It's very overwhelming to know that it's all on him and there's nothing I can contribute except like a $100 Amazon gift card here and there when I do my surveys, or I go do my taste tests, or I do a focus group and I make $200 here and there. And I'm not bringing in enough to help, and that's frustrating. And I know that that's unfair, but I'm not really sure how to switch that up. And I'm at a point where I'm gonna be okay. I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm worrying and I'm anxious all the time. I'm gonna be okay, but I'm gonna cry first. I'm gonna have an absolute epic meltdown. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna panic. I'm gonna hate everything around me because nothing's the way I want it to be. The unfairness that is my adult life, when I was told all my childhood, if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to be set. I did X, Y, and Z, and I'm still struggling now. So that degree I thought I needed, wasted $12,000 of my own money growing up, didn't even need it. I don't use it. The time spent going to college could have been time spent getting a job straight out the gate when I was single and didn't have any children nor any responsibilities. I could have put all my time into that instead and saved up some money in my account. I didn't really have a savings account by the time I met my current husband. I had spent it all on college. So, yeah, I'm at a point right now where I'm panicking about how expensive life is. I'm definitely overwhelmed with it, realizing that my current rental situation is much cheaper because it's his boss that we're renting from. And I know that, and I've known that for years. But just the X amount of extra dollars we would need to turn what we pay now into a mortgage payment, all the bills and all the subscriptions and all the things we pay for in life are all going to still stay the same. but that extra $800, $900 a month is going to make or break us. And it doesn't sound like a big number, but when you factor income versus outgoing, it sounds incredibly scary to see those numbers. And the more I think about it and the more I delve into it, the more nervous I get about the idea and the more overwhelming it gets and sounds to me. And I'm not sure if we can do that. And it's frustrating because I know what he's going to say. We'll make it happen. We always make it happen. It's going to be fine. Which, as a chronic worrier, is really tough to hear from somebody. Because sometimes I just want him to panic with me and be like, oh my God, we might not. And to realize where I'm coming from with that, because I'm sitting over here running all the numbers. I see them in front of me. And it looks very high to me, and it looks undoable, and it looks unattainable and unreachable. And to have him be like, well, yeah, we'll just make it happen. It'll be fine. Sometimes it sounds unvalidating to me, like he doesn't see or he doesn't realize. But then I give him the numbers too, and he still says, oh no, maybe we'll look for cheaper houses, but even if this one, we'll still be fine. And then to start this process all over again, because we finally reached the part where I want to make an offer on a house. Now I'm scared that we're going to have to start all over again, looking at different houses. And the thing is, if we look at different houses that are cheaper to make our monthly payments lower, they're going to be so cheap because we're already so low that they're going to be manufactured, run down, broken. It's going to cost us so much to repair them, tear them down, replace them, manage them. What if there's problems? It's going to cost us so much to do that we might as well just go for the current house level that we're at right now. Why bother going lower? It's going to end up, we're going to be spending the same amount of money no matter how we do it. It's just super overwhelming. And in the meantime, I have my weirdo cat chewing on the blanket. Bogey, what are you doing? He's so strange. And then Oliver, the brainless wonder up there, that's Oliver. He just does his own thing all day long. And my husband says, too, that the cats are the least of our worries. I shouldn't even be worried about that. But I'm still going to worry about it anyway. I worry about everything. And it sucks coming from a place where I can't help. And still not being able to control anything and still worrying anyway. So it's frustrating. Golly. Like, I really thought at 39 I'd be so much farther ahead in my life. And it's scary to be a family of 4 on one income trying to not rent for the rest of your life. It's become a full-time job. That's all we do now is house stuff. We don't even really watch TV together or spend time together talking about anything anymore. It's as soon as we get free time, we're talking about what happened that day with house stuff. And then we're looking for more houses. Or we found this one and now we're talking to everybody about this house. And then it's just a constant process. Like, by the time we sit down and try to watch TV together, we're both falling asleep on each other. It's, we don't really have a lot of get up and go at that point anymore. We're tapped out. So I'm not religious and I don't pray, but I'm sure crossing my fingers tight for things to get easier and for a miracle to happen, I guess. Because, I really would like to get this house, but I'm starting to think, like, we're screwed because we can't afford this bracket, and if we go lower, it's going to be such rundown pieces of crap that what's the point? I just feel like even now that we're making more than we were 10 years ago, we're still not ready and able. And that's terrifying because when are we ever going to be ready and able? By the time our kids grow up and move out, what's the point? I want them to have their own rooms. I want them to have a house to grow up in. I want them to have a yard. We don't have a yard. We have concrete and a couple sprigs of grass. Like, I was spoiled as a child. I had a yard to play in. I could run and still not reach the gate. And then turn around and do it again and kick a ball and not have it go to the neighbor's house. And I was spoiled. And it's unfair. It really is to not be able to give that to my own kids. So I'm really just crossing my fingers super tight that the cards align and the stars align and the planets align and a miracle happens to help us get where we want to be in this process and to help us find that house. If it's this one, great, let's move forward. Let's make the numbers happen. Let's make it so that we can afford it. If not, please let us find a miracle house that's priced super duper low but isn't completely broken that we can go forward with. But we need something to happen because my battery is running on empty. I'm getting sick. I'm getting infections. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm ready for it to be done. Like, I want it to happen, but I don't want it to kill us in the process. That's where we're at.